Namaste and good afternoon dear students and all those who are watching today's class. So, today is the second part of yesterday's class and we are moving on. Yesterday I could only write 2 paragraphs of the essay Our Culture, Our Identity, and today I have written already on the board, you can see. So, we were doing page number 21 an essay. Essay writing, it carries 8 marks. So, it is one of the writing skill that you will have in your question paper. So, Our Culture, Our Identity was an essay to write, and I explained you yesterday because of some technical problem. Yesterday I could not show you the slides, and today I will continue with that. And this is where we start with the third paragraph. 2 paragraphs I have already done. Now, let us see. We told you second paragraph, that was the body paragraph number 1, and there I wrote about what influence does the culture have on our identity. So, that was the second paragraph, that means the body paragraph 1. Now, as I told you, every paragraph starts with the topic sentence. So, here I have written, I will explain you. People acquire the knowledge of languages that they speak, costumes that they wear, food, social norms and values whom they respect, isn't it? Yes, what values they carry from their social groups, that makes their unique identity. See, this identity and this all culture, this is combined, and this is the topic sentence what we are going to learn here. Okay, what we are going to write on this paragraph, in this paragraph. It is attained. Now, how is this attained? Knowledge, the knowledge of language, the knowledge of costume or food that we eat peculiar food. The food eaten by Newari people is different, the food eaten variety of foods that we eat, isn't it? Yes, in Nepal is different, around the world, in China, Japan it is different, and America it is different. So, it is all attained by a person because he grows up hearing and listening his parents tell him or the society groups in which he is raised. So, that is how he absorbs or learns, okay, the culture. He is told what to do by his parents or by the society, what to do and what is not acceptable for him to do in the society. So, he learns that way, and this result or that is how it results in, you can write that way also, learning what is right and what is wrong. So, this teaches them to know what is right to do things and what is wrong to do. Everyone has different culture, every person has different culture and different habits based on how they were raised. So, how as the child is born, he does not come with culture and tradition directly, he adapts in that environment. So, on how they were raised. So, as the child grows, he learns his tradition, his culture, and that is how he develops his habits based on how they were raised. It decides who he is and what he will be in future. So, it means what? This different culture that he is following, that will decide what he is at present and what he will be in future. So, this is the third paragraph, means the body paragraph 2. Now, we come to next. Nepal is a culture. Now, in context to Nepal, okay, you can write here as well, with context to Nepal or in context to Nepal. Nepal is a country with variety of cultural, religious, lingual means linguistic and ethnic diversity. So, we have different culture followed by different people within the country Nepal. There are different cultures. If you go to the Himalayas, there is different culture. So, this is the topic sentence, okay, because we are stating that how it is different and how the people, although they have diversity, how in unity they stay. So, this is again elaborated now. What I have done is one topic sentence I allotted and then I elaborate it with examples, with data, with statistics. So, here you can see Nepalese people, this is the fourth paragraph. So, this is the topic sentence of fourth paragraph. Now, I have elaborated here, I did not write below there. Nepalese people are recognized for their variety of cultural, lingual, ethnic and religious identity. Okay. Here it was diversity, identity. Unity in diversity is the distinct identity of Nepal. So, we are identified that we are, although even though we are different, yes, we follow different culture, we follow different traditions, but we are living in unity, we are together, we respect each other's culture, okay, we celebrate, we join the festivals of people following different culture. So, unity in diversity is the distinct identity of Nepal. According to the census of, now see, you have to present some data, some statistics as well. So, here is the information. According to the census of 2011 AD, there are 125 ethnic groups in Nepal, yes, and 123 different languages are spoken as mother tongue, yes, as a mother tongue in various corners of Nepal. So, in different parts of Nepal, in all 123 different languages are spoken. These different ethnic groups, have their own culture and tradition, different. Rais have different culture, the Muggars have different culture, the Newards have different culture, yes. So, each of these ethnic groups have their own culture and tradition. In different parts of Nepal, people following different castes, see, there are different castes as well, okay, Brahmins, Kshatris, etc. So, different castes live peacefully, live in peaceful relationship, see, live in peaceful relationship. So, people following different religions like Hinduism, Buddhism, Islam, Christianity, etc. live together in unity and harmony, in peace and harmony. So, we can say that. So, see here I have used some transitions, yes, to sum up I have underlined here, see, it is said that, or we can conclude, we have to write such words in the concluding. So, we can, I will show you in the slide and then you will understand clearly. So, we can say that there is religious, now at the end of this paragraph I have written religious tolerance, yes, there is religious tolerance, endurance you can say, and unity among different religious people in Nepal. So, there is unity not only between the people following different culture, religion, but also the tradition, okay, ethnic groups. Now, to sum up here, because this is a concluding paragraph, you have to go to the thesis statement, okay, you have to sum up what is your essay about, okay. So, to sum up, it is said that each and every person is unique and is identified by his culture. So, here we brought it, we brought this topic, yes. What we wrote in the thesis statement is this, that a person is identified by his own unique culture, okay. So, this is what I revised it, repeated here, but it should not be the same sentence, okay, it must mean the same, but not same sentence. We identify a person by knowing what culture or ethnic group he belongs to and what geographical region, not only that, but also geographical region, to which geographical region he belongs, whether in the plain, yes, in the Tarai, or in the hilly region, or in the Himalaya in context of Nepal. So, the geographical feature also determines his culture, region he comes from and what nationality he belongs. So, who are you? So, that is the identity, okay. First we present. We as Nepalese are identified to have unique culture, okay, distinct culture, and are respectable in the world. Yes, we are respectable to what culture we belong to. And in a nutshell, see here, this is also in a nutshell, you need to use this type of words, okay. They are said transitions. in a nutshell, we can conclude that, yes, we can conclude that, see, I have written this as well, we can conclude because I am concluding the essay now. We can conclude that our culture is our identity, the topic, okay, our culture is our identity and we should preserve it. We should preserve it because that is our identity. If we lose the culture, if our culture dies, our identity as well dies. People nowadays are attracted to Western culture, they follow the Western, they like to follow the Western culture and they are slowly forgetting their own unique culture, and that is a very bad thing to know. So, we as new generations, you people, you students should know about your culture and preserve it, okay, because that is our identity. So, that is how I sum up with this. Now, I will conclude the essay writing lesson by showing you some slides, and I will revise that which I could not do yesterday, I will be doing it today. So, students, I request you to write this, and you may also try to practice by writing in some other way as you think of. Yes, try to do this, do not follow and copy exact the teacher has done, okay. You can do on your own as well, you can write better than this essay too. So, I will show you some slides and then we will conclude this essay writing lesson. So, slide please. Okay, so this here, this is the question that is from unit 2, page number 21, and here some questions are asked to you to help you develop the essay, and that time for writing is what we have done right now, okay, what we did. People have their own customs, beliefs, art, way of life and social organizations. They are the backbone of civilization and identity. So, nowadays due to Western influence, we are neglecting our own culture and following the Western culture. This leads us to nowhere because we lose our identity as soon as we do that. So, write an essay on our culture, our identity in about 300 words. So, we have done this now. I did not count the words, but yes, 300 words, 5 paragraphs, and C number will be your homework, okay, that will come at the end of the slide. This homework you have to do after reading page number 31 and 32 essay, okay. So, next slide please. There you go, essay writing. Yesterday I did from the board itself. An essay is a written composition exploring a particular issue or topic, yes, exploring a particular issue or topic. On a particular topic will be given and you have to explore it. As I told you, it is an extended piece of writing that presents and supports thesis or proposition. It has to support, as I told you in the paragraphs, you have to write topic sentence and then you have to explore that, okay. It is extended piece of writing. The word essay is derived from the Latin word exagium, which means the presentation of a case. Case means a topic or any case. Now, when you write an essay, you are making a case for the validity of a particular point of view. So, you are presenting a particular point of view, or you are analyzing it, or interpretation, yes, you do interpretation or set of facts or procedures. So, you present all these things through essay. Essays are usually written in 5 paragraphs with introduction and 3 body paragraphs and 1 is conclusion. So, that is what is essay means. Now, next slide you will see the types of essays. Yesterday I have already gone through, so I will just read. Narrative essay, you will be telling a story as a first person or third person, okay. You are relating story, that is anecdote, short stories also you can say. There are characters, yes, in this narrative essays or narrative type of writing, you have characters. Protagonist is the main character, which we can say hero, and antagonist is the villain, and there is suspense, there are problems, yes, and there are solutions as well. So, if you write as stories, these will be the characters. And descriptive essay is describing a place or a person or event or thing. Okay. It is called a cousin of narrative essay, wherein you in narrative essay you narrate, you are stating something, you are telling someone something story, and in descriptive you are describing, yes, which paints a picture with words. See what does this means, which paints a picture with words, means you are describing in such a way that you are actually painting a picture with words, not with picture but words. So, in that way you explain, you describe. Now, expository essay means informative, they are just the facts, the statistics and figures you have to show, and it is an informative piece of writing that presents a balanced analysis of a topic. You create a balance information by giving information about any one topic. Persuasive essay means convince me type essay, you are convincing the reader. Its goal is to convince the reader to accept the writer's perspective on a particular topic. Perspective means his or her viewpoint on that particular topic. So, last is argumentative essay. Now, argumentative essay means what? Using evidence and facts to prove your agreement or disagreement. It presents two sides of a single issue, advantages or disadvantages. What do you, isn't it, prefer, or any agreement for and against, okay, any topic and for and against, and covers the most important arguments for and against. Okay. So, to prove your for and against the argument, you need to use evidences and facts. So, that was about now, so let us see, those were the types of essays we did. Now, we are going to see one. I always told you about how to write an essay. Yesterday you might have remembered, yes, I had drawn the picture to depict, yes, these are the you can say body paragraphs, and this is how it concludes, yes, it concludes, we concluded this, isn't it. So, first paragraph, that will be the introduction, second paragraph body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, body paragraph 3. Okay. This way I showed you how an essay is written, and we will see in the slide as well. And besides that, I also use the word transitions. Okay. What are transitions? Transitions are those words which help us link every paragraph of the essay together, or every line with other lines in the paragraph as well. So, let us see the slide please. Yes, how is an essay written? An essay always starts with an introduction, then the middle part, that is the body, and finally conclusion. Okay. That is what the essay pattern is. Now, introduction, in introduction you will carry a hook in the sense the sentence which catches the attention of the reader, okay, which creates interest of reader to read further, and there should be a background of the topic what you are writing, and thesis statement. This is very important. The end of this paragraph will be the thesis statement, and thesis statement is what? It is related to the topic of the essay. Topic of the essay, you will relate that with the topic. Then body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, all these body paragraphs will start with topic sentence. First body paragraph 1 will have the first idea, then topic body paragraph 2 will have the second idea, and finally body paragraph 3 will have the third idea. That will be used as topic sentences, and you need to explore it then. Yes, you need to extend it, you need to explore it by supporting details, evidences and examples. Okay. Then finally you come to conclusion, restate the thesis as we did in our essay writing as well. So, restate means you have to again repeat the thesis statement, but not in the same structure, you will use different structure of sentence, and overall ideas, what were the overall ideas, and then finally you will conclude by giving remarks, your opinion. Next slide please. There you have what is a thesis statement and what does it tell us. It tells the reader how you will interpret the significance of the subject matter under discussion. So, it will interpret means it will explain you the importance of the subject matter under discussion, means whatever you are discussing in that essay. Thesis statement is a roadmap, it is a guide which tells the reader what you expect from the rest of the paper. Rest of the paper means rest of the paragraphs, what are you going to know in this essay. And thesis statement is also an interpretation of a question or a subject, not the subject itself, but what is it about, okay, what is the question or subject, it is an interpretation of that. And it is usually a single sentence near the beginning of your paper, most often at the end of first paragraph, that presents your argument to the reader, and the rest of the writing, the body of the essay gathers and organizes evidence that will persuade the reader of the logic of your interpretation. What logics you have presented in the body of the essay, yes, this that will represent, that will be interpreted. The next is topic sentence, is the main idea of each paragraph. Usually topic sentence can be the second sentence or the third sentence, it can come anywhere in the paragraph, but mostly it is used on the it is the first sentence itself which carries the main idea. It contains the focus of the paragraph and tells readers what the paragraph is going to be about, what, not the essay whole, that particular paragraph, okay. That is body 1, body 2, body 3 paragraphs. Usually it is located at the beginning of each paragraph. So, that is what is topic sentence is. And concluding remarks, restate the main argument means you have to repeat the main argument, remind the reader of the strengths of the argument. Strengths means what are the powerful examples that you presented. So, strengths, and reiterate means what, again repeat the most important evidence supporting the argument, reiterate means. And finally, concluding remarks also provide a form for you to persuasively, yeah, convincingly and succinctly means what, briefly, not in detail but in short, briefly restate your thesis given the reader has now been presented with all the information about the topic. So, that is how you conclude it. So, now we will see the next slide, that is about transitions. What words are you going to use to link every sentences of the paragraphs together. So, next slide please. Yes, essay writing, see opening, how will you open the paragraph or how will you write the opening paragraph. That is, see, it is often said that, you can say like here it is said that, I have written in the concluding paragraph, it is often said that, and then the topic. Many people claim that in this day and age or nowadays you begin with this, okay, you begin with such words. It goes without saying that, or needless to say, or the following essay takes a look at both sides of the argument. In argumentative essay you will be writing like this, you will begin your essays. So, introducing part, see, firstly, to start with, first of all, first and the foremost, okay. So, these are all the adverbs or the words, transitions that you are going to begin your introductory paragraph or to give your reasons, okay. Furthermore, in addition, what is more or on top of that, another point worth nothing is, okay. So, these are all. Another factor to consider is you will be using this sentence, these words to link every sentences in the paragraph. Now, presenting ideas, while presenting ideas and giving examples in the body paragraphs, you will be using when it comes to noun or gerund. Noun is the name and name of anything, and then gerund means ing form, verb ing, okay. Okay. So, according to experts, okay, if you have done some study of statistics, that according to experts in terms of not only but also with respect to, and then research has found that, okay, when you present your ideas or when you give the statistics or data, then you need to write this type of words. There are those who argue that if it is argumentative, for instance or for example, such as you will be using such words to. Now, next we will see when it is contrast, what you have to use, and result and reason when you are presenting. As a result, yes, as a result of noun or gerund, or noun or gerund has led to, resulted in, okay. Consequently, adverb. So, on account of or due to. So, these are the words that will be written when you are writing the result or conclusion of any reason or reason itself. And contrastive means when you are against the view, when you are against the topic. So, although, even though plus subject plus verb. So, despite, in spite of, you can see here students, these are all the connectives of unexpected result. So, when you are against, on the other hand, okay, then however, nevertheless, even so, okay, these are the contrasting words that you are going to use when you are against the topic. And concluding is to sum up. See, concluding, to sum up, I used to sum up, or in conclusion, all things considered. Yes, when you bring together all the strong points and you write succinctly means briefly, taking everything into consideration. Now, that you have completed your essay, now for concluding you will be using these words, weighing up both sides of the argument, on the whole, okay, or by and large, in general. So, these are all the concluding sentences. When you use concluding sentences, you will begin with this. And your opinion, when it is your opinion you have to write, then you will write as far as I am concerned, okay, or according to me, or from my point of view, or in my opinion, or my own view on the matter is so and so, okay. So, that is how you are going to use. You read this carefully and bring them in use while writing essays. So, this is how you have to go through again and again and see here students, I have brought this to sum up. Furthermore, I had used in the second paragraph. So, we can conclude that here, in my opinion, I have not written, but here in a nutshell, and we have restated the topic again. So, if you follow these type of rules, then it will be easy for you. Now, we would see the another slides and conclude today's lesson. I hope I have made things clear. This is a sample essay, a very small essay which will make you understand how the essay is written. So, introduction, second paragraph body, third paragraph, fourth paragraph, these are the body, and concluding. You go through, I am not going to read for you. Yes, this is so simple. Start from the simple and then you also start practicing from the simple topics. Next slide please. Now, this is one example. See, in today's world, how we have began, opened the paragraph, we find ourselves communicating more and more through online channels such as messaging, social media and voice calls. That is what we are doing in this lockdown. So, I brought this essay and see the blue printed, those who are highlighted, those sentences which are highlighted in blue, light blue, sky blue, they are the, that is the topics thesis statement here in the beginning, which begs the question, is online communication preferable in today's world, okay. So, it is a question, it is in the question style, the thesis statement. And to begin with, the first paragraph has started. To begin with, I would like to outline the advantages of online communication. So, this whole paragraph will be focused on the advantages of online communication, okay. So, blue, and one of the main arguments is these are the words which link. Furthermore, another point is that, okay, these green highlighted words are the transitions that you are going to link every sentences together. And third paragraph, see, On the other hand, there are several significant drawbacks to over reliance on online communication. Now, this third paragraph will focus only on the drawbacks, disadvantages of online communication. So, that is the topic sentence of third paragraph. Next slide please. Yes. Now, fourth paragraph, on the other hand, there are several significant drawbacks to over reliance. Now, that we already learned. On balance, now next see. On balance, I believe that, this is concluding paragraph, okay. I believe that online communication begins an overall advantage in today's fast paced global society. So, however, also is written to give examples, okay. So, these are the transition words which we use. Now, next paragraph, we have come to the concluding. This is from your book, page number 32. But before you read this and you write it in your copy, you have to read one essay which is on page number 31 and 32. Okay, 31 and 32. Should students be engaged in social activities or in the class? Okay. So, there you have one question. This is sample essay that I have given you. Should students, okay, their students is missing, be engaged in social activities rather than school work at home. So, you see that page, it is on page number 32. This is the essay and you note it down in your copy. This purple color letters, this underlined, they are the one is the thesis statement and others are the topic sentence. Next slide please. So, you have 5 paragraphs in all. So, second, third and now fourth, okay. There you have next. Yes. So, there is it ends. Go through these slides and see how the essay is written, okay. Thus, I strongly claim is given that learning by doing is the by doing activities is the best technique which helps students to catch fish from a pond rather than providing them with amount of ready-made fish. See how nicely it is presented. Therefore, it is concluded the students should be engaged in social works to teach them the life skills they need for their future adjustment. So, this is advantages of giving homework, disadvantages of giving homework and advantages of social activities and disadvantages of social activities. It was written on that, and conclusion is done is that it is better to teach practically by giving them social works. Okay, that is the best way. And students, this is your homework, page number 21C, follow up activity. Before going through this, you read the debate, okay, that I taught you, and see for and against. Whatever you write, either you write for or against. Native language is better than the English language. That is the topic. Native language means your mother tongue, your language that you speak in your culture, okay, that language is better than the English language. Now, if you are for, you will say native language is better and you will give examples to support, okay. So, now look at the board please. So, you will give examples to support these things. Native language is far better than, because it shows our culture, it shows our identity, we have our identity because of this culture. So, that way, and it will not die, the native language will not die as we use it more often. So, that is far better because it is unique. You will give examples to support this, and if you are against, you will say no, English language is far better, it is easier, it is universally accepted. So, it is helpful. If you use that way, then that way also you can present. So, that is all for today students. I hope you have understood a lot of essay writing, and as I told you yesterday, I will tell you today as well that it is not developed easily in a click of finger. So, you have to practice more and more. Yes, the more you practice properly, the perfect you will be in writing essays, and once you develop this habit students, you can write anything on any topic and you can express your views, your opinions, you will be a powerful writer then. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.